Alright guys, it is early fall here in north central Alabama. Bluebird sky days, but we've got about 5 to 10 mile an hour wind this morning. I'm starting with one of my favorite baits. Those of you that follow me know if I can catch him. The spinnerbait is one of my favorite baits. It's great for shallow fall fishing. Oh, he came back and got it. Did get him. He's not big, but he'll be the first bite of the morning. He's just a little funny. Up shallow. I don't know if you can cover my camera. Look how little and white. But that's number one bite of the day. I think he missed it the first time. Let me get the camera out of the sun. And came back and got it, or either there was more than one in that area. But I like the spinnerbait for morning. Got this ripple on the water. It breaks up that light. This water's dingy, which makes that spinnerbait to me even better. And I am definitely going to fight the wind today. No anchor, left my anchor at home, which was a mistake. Oh, there's another bite. Another small one. Yep, about the same size. We are in a bunch of small ones. Easy. He's a little fatter than the other one, but about the same length. So we are around some fish, and I have tangled up my little spinner bug. Get him undone, get him back out there. Anytime you're around several bites, some guys will move on. Man, these are little. If those little ones are there may be a big one too. You got to keep checking that area to make sure. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in with me today. It means absolutely the world. I got the best subscribers I think in the world, and you guys are growing each week. I got added more subscribers this week, which just makes me happy. So you guys hang around, and I'm gonna paddle up just a few feet, because as soon as I cast, the wind's gonna take me back down. So you guys hang around, and we're gonna see if we can't get one a little bigger in the boat. There's one. I think this is a little bigger. Yeah, just a little bit bigger. Get on up here. Alright guys, number 3. A little bit bigger. Same spinnerbait. 1/4 ounce War Eagle. The double Indiana blades. Got the silver and the gold. And really good fall bait. It doesn't matter where you're fishing, lake, river, pond, stream. These small spinnerbaits, especially if you got a little ripple on the water, will get a bite. And they are a lot of fun. They are excellent shallow water baits, which is what I'm fishing today. I am running the edge, looking for these bass that are actively feeding on these little brim, and that's what I'm targeting. The shallowest fish, because they are going to be feeding. This water temp is in 65 degrees, which is the lowest water temp I've been in so far for the year. That is pretty neat. That is some good water temp. Like a mosquito bit me. There's us a fish, boys. Came up and grabbed my little spinnerbait. Get in here there, buddy. Get in here. There he is. Look, boy, he was barely hooked. A little bigger. Getting a little bigger. They're still white looking though. How about that? War eagle. Bass. Let's get her back. Oh, easy. Go find us another one. Alright guys, my spinnerbaits got me a few fish, but this water is really dingy. I'm going to a chatterbait. I'm going in a black and a blue color, and I'm going to see if that doesn't make a difference on maybe the size of the fish and the numbers of fish that I'm getting, which I've caught quite a few in a short period of time, but they're just doesn't seem like they're biting as well as I thought they were. I'm gonna see if this bait with a little noise will drag a few more in the boat. Man, I can feel that thing just vibrating like crazy. That's what you want it to do. Get that vibration getting in that water and draw these fish out, or when it comes past them, they can't see it very well, but they can feel it and they can hear it, and that's what I'm hoping they'll key in on really quick. So we're going to cover some of this same water that I covered with the spinnerbait. I want to go back over a little bit of it with this chatterbait, see if it doesn't make a difference. It's just really hard to do in this much wind. You got to set yourself up for a cast, make a cast, and reset yourself up for the next one, because that's what you're up against in 10-mile-an-hour wind. And that's what I've got today. And this water is super shallow. Right now I'm in 2 feet, 2.5 feet. Right on up here where I started back with the spinnerbait was about 1.5 feet deep. And there was some fish and some fry up in there, but whether or not there's anything bigger, I'm not sure yet. We'll ease up in here, make a few casts and find out. Man, I am right nosing into the wind. There's this one. Looky there, boys. Old crankbait fish. Oh, get in here. crankbait fish. See if I can get him without. Boy, I just got him with one hook. One little hook. There he is. Mr. Crankbait fish. The little square bill. That is a wrapped crankbait, wrapped by Easy Lures out of Louisiana. Really neat looking bait. We got to get turned around, and that fish was out on a flat. I might have been beating the banks where these fish may not be on the bank. He was out off the bank about 20 feet out on a flat. So I'm gonna reposition and make another cast or two. There's a bite. Alright guys, got us one on. Get up here, get up here. There he is. Man, I had to go to a Texas rig worm. I tell you what, these fish are finicky today. Finicky. There it is, old purple scoundrel with the white dots. Tricked that little fella right there. Let's get him back. Guys, I have fished all my fall baits that I could fish. I've gone through chatterbait, the spinnerbait, the crankbaits, and it's so hard to sit anywhere and fish. And I decided I would try to scoot up next to the bank and throw a worm up shallow. I got one around the old fishing pier. I've got a bite around the old fishing pier. When I first started with a spinnerbait, he pulled off, and then I let that kind of calm down for a little bit, went back, threw the worm back up, and I'm gonna go back at it again, because a lot of times when you find a bite, you need to check, make sure there's not quite a few around that structure. There's not much on this bank. Coming out of this pocket, there's a little fishing pier, and then the other side, going down the other side of this pocket coming out, another fishing pier. No bites around the other one, but this one's produced 2 bites today. So I'm gonna throw the little feller back up in there, all around it, front to back, under, and see if there's any more fish willing to pop that little worm. Like I said before, you can't really sit anywhere but maybe one cast, and then I'm blown back the other way. I didn't have presence of mind to bring my anchor, and so I am at the mercy of the wind. And it is pretty steady at about 10 miles an hour today. Pretty steady. Has not let up since we've been here. So I am doing a lot of work just to make one cast. Oh, that's perfect. That ought to be a bite. ought to be able to throw that any day of the week in there and get a bite right there. Just some places it just look so good, you expect them to get a bite. Don't always work out like that though. Wind, man. The wind can be your best friend on some days and produce a lot of fish for you, but it is not always a kayaker's friend. Yeah, I'm already gone. Get tucked up here just so I can get one cast where I want it, and I got to put it in there quick. Hope it gets bit. Well, I mean, we're already 2 or 3 miles an hour going the other way. And if you don't get it, you gotta just set back up. A lot of work sometimes in fishing. There's a bite, boys. Got it. There we go. Get rid of my paddle. It's up there around that grass like I thought they might be. Get up here. Get on up here. Oh. Right in the roof of the mouth. There we go. I don't know how many that makes us for the day. 5 or 6. And they're definitely not biting as strong as I expected. With the water temp has risen up a little bit. It's up to 67. The wind's blowing. Even though we got bluebird skies, I expected the bite to be quicker than this today. And it might be if I could sit in one spot long enough to really fish and get after them, but I'm basically drift fishing. Paddle up and drift back down, covering water as I go, drift back up, back and forth. And it's just what you have to do. Make the best of your circumstances and don't let it get to you. And that's all you can do. Fishing is fishing. I'm drifted up against the bank over here, so I'm going to take advantage of that and put it back out. I've done drifted 30, 40 feet down from where I got my bite, so in a minute I'm going to go back up and drift back down this way again. I'm working this same bank basically this morning where I thought fish should be holding, but the bite has been slow. Whether the bite's slow or not is an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning. Any time that's this pretty outside is a good time to be on the water. Alright, I'm going to reposition and come back down that bank again. You guys hang out with me. Well guys, it's been a fairly productive morning. Not any big fish, but caught fish, which is good. Got to sit out on the water on a Saturday morning, enjoy the About had a mess back there hitting my rods. It's just good to get out and relax sometimes. But you know, you always want to catch more fish. You always want to catch bigger fish. Well, when I got here, I had this preconceived notion that, man, these cooler temperatures, these bass are going to be feeding up, and my fast moving baits are going to work. That was not really the case. The spinnerbait got me a couple of little bites, little fish, little bass on the crankbait, and then 2 or 3 on the worm. Now, for those of you that don't understand that terminology, feeding up, is when it hits fall begins, the days are getting shorter, the water's getting cooler, and out on your main lakes, if you've got lakes with shad or herring or whatever, you know, these bait fish, they start schooling up, and the bass begin to roam and looking for these schools of bait fish. Oftentimes they get them pushed up close to the surface or up on the bank. They're looking up to actually feed instead of scrounging the bottom, you know, for crayfish or anything else, hellgrammites or anything on the bottom. They're actually feeding toward the surface, and I really had that in my head that was going to be the case this morning, and it wasn't really. Everything was really shallow, but more of my actual bites, I didn't get all the fish in that hit the worm, but I got more bites consistently in a period of time really with the worms than I did with these fast moving baits. The fast moving baits normally, especially in this wind, that's going to be the ticket. Oh, I think I had a bite. But today they were really random. Not so much, not really what you can count on. It was just very sporadic, and but that's how my morning went. And I think I'm gonna head out of here and go get some lunch and get ready to watch me some football. The Tide gonna be playing today, and hopefully they're gonna do well. Got a tough game ahead of them. Anyway, you guys stay safe. I will catch you guys next week, and hopefully gonna get back out on the lake in a week or two. Hopefully be down on Smith Lake in a week or two. So fingers crossed that's gonna happen. And I'll see you guys next week. Till then, you guys stay safe and go fishing when you can.